So I need to get back to 5 different freelancers, to quite a few people on my team. I need to write 3 sales copies, need to shoot 4 new ads, need to write a couple of briefings for new features for both the Viral and Connectio, and they all need to be done today. Obviously, that's not going to work. So in this video, I want to talk about how to prioritize your tasks, especially when everything seems important.
Looking for clever ways to grow your business? Then you are in the right place. This is where you get a behind the scenes on what's working in marketing today. My name is Wilco the Kreij, and here's what I discovered.
So I think this is something that a lot of entrepreneurs can relate with, right? There's always a lot of things that need to happen because as the entrepreneur, you sort of know everything in your business, right? It doesn't matter whether you're just starting out, maybe especially if you're starting out, but also if you have a team. And I actually realized that the bigger my company got, the harder it became for me to prioritize. Because when I was starting out, obviously I needed to learn to prioritize. I needed to see like what tasks are immediately important as well as urgent and which ones are not as important basically. And based on that, you sort of decide on what you are focusing on today. Like what's the end goal and what will have the biggest impact to get to that goal that I should work on today. And then some other stuff just, it's for next week or next month. And some of the things will just never happen, right? Because you thought it was important, but other things were more important. You kept pushing it back, and after a while you realized it actually wasn't important. And I think that part, like a lot of entrepreneurs already know, right? Oftentimes it's already clear, right, what has the highest priority. But what do you do when there's multiple things that literally have to happen today? And you probably know this, right? There's always something that, right, this cannot be delayed. It has to happen today. For example, if, I don't know, you have some server issues and your site is down, or like when someone in your team, who's doing a crucial job wants to leave, or they're sick, or like there's something unexpected happening that just needs to happen today, right? Like there's always stuff like that's kind of needs to happen, but like this needs to happen. And what do you do when there's like 3 of those things and you just cannot handle it? You literally cannot handle it, but they all need to happen today. Like that's what I recently had quite a few times. And what I realized, and it's actually maybe kind of embarrassing, but what I realized that my mind literally froze. Like I just blanked out, and I was just overwhelmed with the idea of like this all needs to happen today, and I just didn't know where to begin. I didn't know where to start. I just felt like I'm never gonna get it done, and because of that, I actually did not finish any of those things, and we had a bit of a mess. I need to clean it up afterwards, and like it just wasn't good. And that made me ask myself, like, how do you prioritize if it's not easy to prioritize? How do you prioritize if all the things that are on your list just need to happen today, and there's no way you can all make it happen? And what I learned is that the first step you need to do is to let go, is to really accept the fact that you can't do everything, right? It's just not possible. There's certain laws in life and that, it's just not everything is possible as much as we want to, as much as we want to move mountains. Sometimes it's just not possible, and it's just best to surrender to that idea, because the fact that I saw I had like 3 different things, and all of these things were were big projects, right? So the fact that there was too much work for me to handle, that caused my mind to blank, and I wasn't able to work at any of those things. And the moment I stepped back and like, all right, all these things need to happen today, but what if it doesn't? Like I literally cannot make it happen. And then obviously you always can put things into perspective, because as much as we love our business and as much as we see maybe our business as our little baby or whatever, at the end of the day, if something in your business goes wrong, no one's gonna die, right? Like, at least for most businesses. So it's always good to see things in perspective and like really take a step back. Like, yeah, sure, this is important, but it's not as important as real life stuff, right? No one's gonna die, no one's gonna get sick, there's no real damage here. So the first thing is to just let go, accept it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna work, I can't do everything, and that relieved a lot of stress. And from that point, I was able to make a more clear decision. And that's, at that point, you pick your parachute. And what I mean with that is if you jump out of an airplane, what do? You got only one thing to worry about. You grab the parachute that you know, and you make sure that you get home, you get down safe, right? And when there's like 3 different projects that you need to work on today, as I mentioned before, then let's say you would jump out of an airplane, and I would throw 3 different parachutes. Then still you would just pick one and do that right, instead of having like 3 different ones for half, like only half basically, because that's what I used to do. If there's like too much, I just did everything for a little bit to make sure that everything sort of happened. But that doesn't work like that, right? So it's best to just surrender to the fact that you cannot do everything. And once you've accepted that, pick one of these things, even if they're equally important. Pick one of them, do them well. Then you move to the next thing, and always make sure to remind yourself to put things into perspective, right? As much as we, like I said, as much as we love our business, it's not the end of the world if something doesn't convert. It's not the end of the world if a project isn't done in time. It's not the end of the world if, let's say, you're working for clients and you have a deadline, if you miss the deadline. And yes, it may seem important, the most important thing ever, but at the end of the day, it's just business. And I'm not saying that lightly. I know my business is very important to me as well, but at the big scheme of things, it just, you know, there's more things in life. So it's always good to remind that, and to put that helps me to put my mind at ease. And from that point onwards, I can prioritize more clearly. So I just wanted to get that out to all of you. I hope you are having an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.